What is the primary goal of defensive driving? To reduce the risk of collisions. By staying aware of surroundings and anticipating hazards, you minimize crash chances. Awesome. Next one. When approaching a yellow traffic light, you should prepare to stop if it is safe to do so. Yellow means caution. Only proceed if you can clear the intersection without speeding up. Nice. Keep it moving. What does a flashing red traffic light mean? Stop and proceed when safe. Treat it like a stop sign. Full stop, then go if the way is clear. Great. Onward. The 2-second rule is used to determine safe following distance. Pick a fixed point. Count 2 seconds after the car ahead passes before you go. Perfect spacing. Next. When driving in foggy conditions, you should use low beam headlights. High beams reflect off fog, low beams improve visibility. Clear view. Let's continue. Hydroplaning occurs when tires lose contact with the road due to water. Water lifts your tires. Slow down to maintain traction. Steady, moving on. If your vehicle starts to skid, you should steer in the direction you want to go. Countersteer into the skid to regain control. Smooth correction. Next up, what is the legal blood alcohol concentration back limit for drivers over 21 in NJ? 0.8%. Stay under the limit to avoid impairment and penalties. Right on. Let's go. When entering a highway, you should accelerate to match the speed of traffic. Merge smoothly to avoid disrupting flow. Good merge. Next. In New Jersey, seatbelts are required for all passengers. Everyone front and back must buckle up for safety. Belted and ready. Onward. When approaching a school bus with flashing red lights, you must stop at least 25 feet away. Kids are boarding or alighting. Stay stopped until lights go off. Safety first. Keep going. What is the speed limit in a residential area unless otherwise posted? 25 miles per hour. Slow down where people live and play. Easy does it. Next. When driving through a construction zone, you should reduce speed and be alert. Watch for workers, signs, and shifting lanes. Eyes peeled. Moving on. If you miss your exit on the highway, you should proceed to the next exit. Never back up, stay calm, and go around. Next exit, let's roll. The best way to avoid aggressive driving is to remain calm and courteous. Don't engage. Patience diffuses tension. Stay cool. Onward. When parking uphill with a curb, you should turn wheels away from the curb. If you roll, the curb stops you instead of the street. Parked perfectly. Next. A solid yellow line on your side of the road means no passing allowed. Stay in your lane until the line ends. Line respected. Let's continue. When approaching a pedestrian in a crosswalk, you must stop and yield. Pedestrians have the right of way. Always let them cross. Stop complete. Next. The hand signal for a left turn is left arm extended straight out. Clear arm, clear intent, signal early. Signal set, moving on. When driving in rain, you should increase following distance. More space means more stopping time on slick roads. Gap secured. Next up. What should you do if your tire blows out? Grip the wheel firmly and slow down gradually. Ease off throttle and pull over when safe. Handled. Let's go. Driving under the influence of drugs or alcohol is illegal and dangerous. Impairment kills. Never drive impaired. Right choice. Onward. When approaching a railroad crossing with flashing lights, you must stop and wait until the lights stop. Trains can't swerve. Stop well back and wait. Clear tracks. Next. The 3-second rule helps determine safe following distance. Count 3 seconds from a fixed point for extra buffer. 3 seconds. Keep it up. When driving at night, you should use low beams in fog. High beams reduce visibility. Low beams help you see. Bright move. Next. If your vehicle begins to hydroplane, you should ease off the accelerator. No sudden moves. Lift off and steer gently. Smooth. Let's continue. When approaching a yield sign, you must slow down and be prepared to stop. Give way if necessary. Stay cautious. Yield done. Onward. The best way to handle a curve is to slow down before entering. Brake straight, then steer through the turn. Curve mastered. Next. When driving in snow, you should increase following distance. Ice and snow need extra stopping room. Leave space. Snow safe. Keep rolling. If your brakes fail, you should pump the brakes and downshift. Pump to build pressure. Use lower gears to slow down. Brake backup. Moving on. The legal back limit for drivers under 21 in NJ is 0.0%. Zero tolerance. No alcohol for under 21 drivers. Crystal clear. Next, when approaching an intersection with a flashing yellow light, you should proceed with caution. Slow down, look both ways, then go carefully. Eyes open, onward. If you are involved in a collision, you must stop and exchange information, stay on scene, call for help, and swap contact and insurance details. Info exchanged. Next. When driving behind a large truck, you should stay out of its blind spots. If you can't see the driver in the mirror, they can't see you. Visible, let's go. What is the minimum safe following distance on dry roads? 2 seconds. Maintain that gap at all speeds for safety. Gap set, moving on. When driving in a roundabout, you should yield to traffic already in the circle. Enter only when there's a safe gap. Circle clear. Next. If your vehicle starts to skid on ice, you should steer in the direction you want to go. Into the skid to regain traction. No jerky corrections. Skid solved. Onward. When approaching a stopped emergency vehicle, you must move over or slow down. Give space or drop speed by 20 miles per hour. Show respect. Safe pass. Next. What is the purpose of traffic signs? To regulate, warn, and guide drivers. Signs keep everyone informed and safe. Signs noted. Moving on. When driving in heavy traffic, you should stay alert and be patient. Expect delays. Focus on smooth stops and starts. Patience wins. Next. If your headlights fail at night, you should try the dimmer switch and pull over. Check controls. If they don't work, stop safely. Lights checked. Let's go. When approaching a stop sign, you must come to a complete stop, roll to a full halt, then proceed when clear. Stop complete. Onward. The best way to avoid fatigue while driving is to take regular breaks. Rest stops keep you sharp. Plan them often. Energized. Next. When driving through a puddle, you should test your brakes afterward. Light taps ensure they still work. Brakes tested. Moving on. If you're being tailgated, you should increase your following distance. More space ahead gives you time to adjust without sudden braking. Space expanded. Next. When driving in windy conditions, you should keep a firm grip on the wheel. Strong gusts can jerk you. Hold steady. Grip tight. Let's continue. If your accelerator sticks, you should shift to neutral and brake. Cut engine power first, then slow down safely. Controlled. Onward. When approaching a blind intersection, you should stop and look both ways. Creep forward if needed. Visibility is key. Clear sight. Next. The hand signal for a right turn is left arm bent upward. Signal early to show your intent. Signal sent. Moving on. When driving in a tunnel, you should turn on headlights. Even with artificial light, headlights boost visibility. Lights on. Next, if your vehicle stalls on railroad tracks, you should exit the vehicle and move away. Get clear, then call for help. Safe exit. Onward. When driving in a school zone, you should reduce speed and watch for children. Slow down where kids are present. Stay alert. Zone safe. Next. If you see a pedestrian with a white cane, you should stop and yield. They're visually impaired. Give them time to cross. Pedestrian safe. Moving on. When driving in a parking lot, you should drive slowly and watch for pedestrians. Expect surprises. Scan constantly. Lot mastered. Next. If you are pulled over by a police officer, you should stay calm and follow instructions. Keep your hands visible and comply respectfully.